Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel all about VLSI. In our previous session we have started with the discussion of what do you mean by APB protocol, and we have seen what is APB, where is APB used, and what are the signals which are associated with APB. We have seen all these particular signals, and we have also seen this response signals which is driven by your completer. In this particular session we are going to start with the discussion of write transfers. So if we want to perform a write transaction, then what is the process that we should follow? That we will see with one example. We need to perform a write transfer with no wait state. Now, what do you mean by wait state? This we have already discussed in our AHB protocol also. If we want to include a wait state, then in the case of your AHB protocol, our head-ready was made to 0. Then that means a wait state has been introduced by our master. That is, master is not going to perform any transaction. If head-ready is equal to 1, then the master is going to perform the transaction. And this head-ready is equal to 0 means your slave is not ready for the transfer. Same as it like that only, we are going to use the signal PREADY for knowing whether a wait state should be included or not to include a wait state. If your PREADY is equal to 0, then we should insert a wait state. The master is not going to insert a wait state. But if PREADY is equal to 0, then the master is going to include a wait state. But if PREADY is equal to 1, then the master is not going to include any wait state. If your PREADY is equal to 0, then the slave is said to be not ready and the master is not going to perform any transaction. But PREADY is equal to 1, then that means the slave is ready for the transaction and the master is going to perform the transaction. If your PREADY is equal to 0, then there is wait state included, then there is a wait state included. If your PREADY is equal to 1, then there is no wait state. Now in this particular example, we are going to discuss write transfer with no wait state. That is, your PREADY is 1 itself. Your PREADY is 1 only. Okay. Now let's say inside your the transaction is going to start from T1 to T2. So this T1 to T2, it is an address phase. So first the master is going to start the address phase. How I can able to say whether it is an address phase or data phase? You can observe the P enable signal. If your P enable signal is equal to 0, then it is an address phase. So whenever your P enable signal is equal to 0, then the master is going to perform an address phase. The slave will come to know, okay, the master has started the address phase. Now in the cycle T2 to T3, the master has started a data phase. How I am going to say it is a data phase? Because you can see your P enable is equal to 1. If your P enable is equal to 1, then the master is said to be started a data phase. So in the data phase, the master is going to send the data. So that particular data is received by the slave during the data phase. During the address phase itself, the master is sending both address and data, but the slave is going to sample that particular data in the data phase. Whenever your P enable is equal to 1, that means the master is asserting, or the master is confirming that the data is available, and the slave will come to know that okay, data phase has been started and it is going to collect that particular data. So there are basically two phases here, address phase and data phase. In the case of your address phase, the master is going to keep your P enable signal is equal to 0, and whenever in the case of data phase, your P enable is equal to 1, that is a valid data is available, so that the slave is going to make this PREADY signal is equal to 1 and it is going to sample the data. And you can see the PWRITE also. PWRITE is equal to 1. That means the write operation is being performed and the master is sending some data to the slave. And coming to the PSELECT signal, that means your master has selected a particular slave. Your PSELECT is equal to 1 during address phase and the data phase. So the PSELECT is equal to 1 during the both address phase and the data phase. So the transaction will be completed successfully. So this is how we are going to perform a write transfer with no wait state. So as I was explaining, a write transfer in APB consists of two phases. One is setup phase and another is access or enable phase. In the case of your setup phase, we are going to next let us try to understand write transfer with wait states. Now Here in the T1 to T2 cycle, your enable signal is equal to 0. That means it is an address phase, and during the address phase only the master has started giving the data, but sampling of the data by the slave is not yet started. Your P enable is equal to 0, address phase has been started, and the master has asserted an address, and that will be selected by our slave. And P write is equal to 1, that is, it is a write operation, and P select is equal to 1. So the slave has been selected in the address space itself. All these particular signals have been asserted. Now in the T2 to T3 cycle, your P enable is equal to 1. In the T2 to T3 cycle, your P enable is equal to 1. That means the master has started a data phase, but your slave is not ready for that particular transfer. That's why you can see here your P ready is equal to 0. If your P ready is equal to 0, then the slave is not ready for any transfer, and the slave is not ready to accept this particular data. So the master is expanding its data phase to the next particular cycles until your P ready becomes 1. Until your P ready becomes 1, your master is extending this particular cycles, it's extending its data phase. Whenever your P ready is equal to 1 by the slave, then the master is ending its data phase. So till your P ready becomes 1, the master is not allowed to end its data phase. It is going to extend its data phase. So this is nothing but extended cycle. Until and unless your P ready becomes 1, the master is not going to end the transaction or end the cycles in the transaction. It is going to extend the transfer, it is going to extend the phase, and whenever your P ready becomes 1, in the very next cycle, your master is going to end the particular phase. So this is how we are going to insert the wait states. This particular mechanism we have also learned in our AHB protocol. The same type of mechanism we are learning in APB protocol also. Now let me explain one more time. In this particular example, T1 to T2 cycle, it is an address phase where we are giving the address control signal and a write signal, that is a write operation, and P select we are giving to 1, that is a slave has been selected, and P enable is equal to 0, that means it is an address phase, and you are also providing, the master is also providing the data in the address phase itself, and P ready is not equal, still unknown in the address phase, and in the data phase your P ready was equal to 0. That means the slave is not in a position to sample the data which was given by the master. So the master is extending its data phase until your P ready becomes 1. If your P ready became 1, then in the very next cycle your address phase, your data phase is going to end. So this is how we are going to, the master is going to perform a write operation with wait state. So this is what it is written during an access phase when P enable is, so during an access phase when P enable is high, the completer, or you can also say as a slave, extends the transfer by driving P ready to low. We can see here, right, your P ready was equal to low, and the following signals remain unchanged when P ready remains low. So whenever your P ready remains low, that is during the wait state, this particular signal should be constant. What are those signals? P address, P write, P select, P enable, PWRITE, P strobe, PPROD, PA user, PW user. These all control signals should be constant and kept constant by the master whenever your P ready is equal to low. And P ready can take any value when P enable is equal to low. So whenever your P enable is equal to low, that is it is an address phase, your P ready can be either 1 or it can be either 0. We are not going to care about that. This ensures that peripherals that have a fixed 2-cycle access can tie P ready high. Okay, so this is how we are going to perform a write operation with weighted states. Next, let us try to understand read transfer, and this is a picture which is taken from APB protocol specification which is available online. You can refer that if you want. So in this particular example, we are going to understand read transfer with no wait state. So that means the data transfer is from slave to master. So the data transfer is from slave to master. This is the direction we need to have. Now we have a P clock, P address, P write, P select, P enable, PR data. In the case of read operation, we are going to use this bus which is known as PR data, and P ready is the user to know the readiness of your slave. Now in the T1 to T2 cycle, you are going to provide address. This is our address which is associated with our transfer or the data, and your PWRITE is equal to 0. That means we are going to perform a read operation. And PSELECT is equal to 1, that means a slave has been selected. And since your PENABLE is equal to 0, that means it is an address space. And since it is an address space, your slave is not sending any data. In the case of address space, your master is not going to receive any data. But in the previous scenario, you can see in the address space itself, the master is providing the data, but that particular data is sampled by the slave during the data phase. But here your slave is not sending any data. In the case of address space, the slave is going to send the data in the data phase, that is whenever your PENABLE is equal to 1. And whenever in this particular example, in the T1 to T2 cycle, PENABLE is equal to 0, that is an address phase, and we are not going to get any data. And whenever your PENABLE was made to 1, your PREADY was equal to 1. That means the slave is ready for the read transfer, and it is also providing the data which is associated with that particular address. So this is how your master is going to perform a read operation onto the slave and going to receive the data. Let me explain one more time. In this particular example, in the T1 to T2 cycle, your PENABLE was equal to 0, that is an address phase, and in the T2 to T3 cycle, your PENABLE was equal to 1, that is it is a data phase. During the address phase, the slave is not going to send any data because it is an address phase, and during the data phase, your slave is asserting PREADY signal is to 1, that means it is ready for the transfer, and it is also sending the data which is associated with this particular address. And since your PREADY was equal to 1 in the T2 to T3 cycle, in the very next cycle T3 to T4, the master is completing the phase. So you can see all the signals are made to unknown. So all this particular signals made to unknown since your PREADY was equal to 1, that is in the next cycle the master is ending the transaction. So I think this might be similar if you have learned AHB protocol. In the AHB protocol also the similar kind of things were happening. Now let us try to understand read transfer with wait states. This picture is also taken from the APB protocol specifications, which is available online. You can refer to that, it's an open source. So coming to this particular example, in the T1 to T2 clock cycle, your PENABLE was equal to 0. In the T1 to T2 clock cycle, your PENABLE was equal to 0. That means the master has started an address phase. The master has started an address phase. Now in the T2 to T3 clock cycle, your PENABLE was equal to 1. Then that means the master has started a data phase. Now the master has started a data phase, but you can see on the PR data, you are still not getting any data. Why you are not getting any data? Because your PREADY is equal to 0. That means the slave is not ready for any kind of transfer. Since your slave is not ready, you are not getting any data on the PR data bus. Now, when you are going to get the data, whenever your PREADY is equal to 1, then on this particular PR data bus, we are going to get the data. Until and unless your PREADY is equal to 0, you are not getting any data. Until and unless your PREADY becomes 1, the master is not allowed to end the transaction, and it is not allowed to change any signal like address or whatever the list we have seen, right? So it is not going to change anything, or it is not going to end the transaction. It is going to extend the phases. And whenever your PREADY is equal to 1, in this example, in this T4 to T5 clock cycle, your PREADY was made to 1, and in the next cycle, that is T5 to T6, your master is ending the transaction. So this is how we are going to perform a read transfer with wait states. Let me explain one more time. So in the T1 to T2 clock cycle, we are going to perform an address phase. The master is going to perform an address phase. That is whenever your PENABLE is equal to 0, that means it is an address phase, and we are not going to get any data during the address phase by the slave. In the case of data phase, your PENABLE is equal to 1, that is a data phase has been started, but your PREADY is equal to 0. Since your PREADY is equal to 0, your slave is not ready for any kind of transfer, that it may be a read transfer or write transfer but in this particular example, your PWRITE is equal to 0, it is a read transfer. Now the slave is not going to send any data because your PREADY is equal to 0. That's why you can see there is no data on the PR data bus. Now when you are going to get your data on the PR data bus, whenever your PREADY is equal to 1, then you are going to get the data on the PR data bus. Until and unless your period is equal to 1, you're not supposed to get any data on the PR data bus. Now if your period is equal to 1, then the slave will put the data on the PR data bus, and until and unless your period is equal to 1, the master is not going to change any particular signal. Now if your period is equal to 1, then in the very next cycle the master is going to end the transaction. So this is how we are going to work with read transfer with wait states. In our AHB protocol also we have discussed this write transfer, read transfer, write transfer with wait state, and read transfer with wait state. But there we have discussed write transfer with burst and read transfer with burst. But in the APB protocol we are not going to see write transfer in burst and read transfer with burst, because burst operation is not supported by APB protocol. Only AHB protocol is going to support burst operations. So that's why we are not going to see any kind of burst operations in the case of your APB protocol. Yes, so that's all about this particular APB protocol write transfer and read transfer with and without wait states. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel all about VLSI. And if you have any feedback or any kind of suggestions or any kind of positive or negative feedback, please let me know so that we can improve ourselves. Thank you for watching this video.